Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick little look here going into next week on what we are looking for. I'm going to show you what I'm watching on the smaller time frames. We'll actually go over that first, all right? I'll go over the daily time frame after that, okay? So first thing I'd like to point out is that there's no current 15-minute bearish divergence going on here, which is, we typically see it every single, high right before a pullback. We don't have that. So I have to assume we're probably going to be pulling back, and then that pullback gets met with buyers, and then we get higher. All right. And as we go higher, you're going to probably see this bearish divergence form right here on your 15-minute RSI, and it's going to go something like that. And then it's probably a little vertical with that rip, and then we see that play out. All right, but there is no reason as of right now to even be bearish for a pullback. Guys, if you come back down here to 5, 10, 13, what is to tell you that buyers are not going to support a higher price from there? Nothing. You have nothing telling you that. Guys, you just had a fresh breakout. Go on this chart. Go back on this daily chart. Go find me a point where you had a one-day breakout. All right, where you consolidated, moved up to new high, and then you had a one-day breakout. All right, right here, you literally didn't break out. All right, I'm also going to tell you guys right now, people be calling for double tops. Double tops typically don't work on this daily time frame on SPY and QQQ. Maybe you could find them on other tickers, but the fact that buyers get up here to the previous high shows you all you need to know, which is that buyers are motivated and sellers are not. If the sellers were more motivated, they would have pushed you down. They would have kept you down. The fact that buyers returned to where that move down started from, even though you pulled back here, all right, tells you that you're probably about to break out to the upside. So you knew to be bullish on this dip. We knew going into the start of this week, going off of these weekly candlesticks, the last ones, we had a bullish engulfing candlestick over here on SPY, a wide-bodied bar. All right. We knew it was likely that we were going to be taking out last week's high. So if we started the week off with a pullback, we are of course looking for that that move back up. So that is that. All right. Now we're getting that move up, and we now also have this really bullish weekly candlestick right here. We have a hammer on SPY going into next week. We have on QQQ. We have a bullish candlestick, we'll call it. IWM, we have a bullish wide body bar. DIA, you have a hammer candlestick stemming from the break and retest level right here from your 4-week long range. You just broke up. If you think that's all we're getting, I think you got it twisted. I think you're going to be wrong. And I'll take the opposing bet. All right, so there is that. Now, because of what I just pointed out on the weekly chart, I am looking to go higher next week right off the bat. So I just really want to throw that out there. All right. Unless you get an aggressive flush today, I do not think, well, not that I don't think, unless you get an aggressive flush, this candlestick's going to close bearish. It's not that I think it's not going to do so, or if I think it's going to do so. It's like, hey, if you do not get an aggressive flush and you close near the highs, this sets up a bullish look for next week. All right, where I do think, hey, targets in play. I'd still say targets in play right now, but maybe they can hit next week. All right, over here on QQQ, on the daily time frame, like I was just saying with these breakouts, all right, you pushed up over here. We're bullish on this pullback. Guess what? You have now pushed up to a new high. Go find me a spot where this was a one-day breakout. Go find me a spot. You ain't gonna find it. It's not going to happen. You're not going to find a spot on this QQ chart where you broke up over the past year and that was all she wrote. Nope. Instead, you get this. You break up. This is where we're at right now. You probably keep going a little bit. You pull back and you find buyers at the retest level. All right. Happens time and time again, guys. So yeah, what are we going to be watching for? We're going to have to watch for it to happen time and time again. Right here. Like I'm just saying, guys, this thing can continue and people are probably shorting this thing thinking, oh, it's just, this is going off of nothing. Guys, we have everything to be bullish about. All right. What about all of the money printing they did and everyone just had money sitting on the sideline and we had the reverse repo market at an all-time high every single week? What does that tell you? There's money on the sideline. If there was enough money before to cause this, and now we've returned back to that price, What about all the new money? There's money sitting on the sidelines. And I'm sure there was also money sitting on the sidelines over here. And they were like, oh, I'm smart, but now they're up here. And it's like, oh, crap, now FOMO's kicking in. I missed out. I was wrong. Let me buy in. There's going to be new money continuously flowing into this market. We have reasons to be bullish, all right? Fundamentally speaking, I'm bullish. Do I think it's one giant Ponzi that they will just keep spinning round and round until the day it all blows up? Yeah, I do. But guess what? If you listen closely, that Ponzi it's going to keep going round and round. That's my thoughts. All right. And, you know, I'm just saying, we're in a new bull market. I've been saying it from over here. Well, you know, I was saying it, guys. I'll show you. I'll just show you. All right. And, you know, before I show you, I'm just going to say, I do think we're special here on YouTube. All right. I do think, there is not another channel that will provide you the value that I provide here on my channel. You're not going to find SPY and QQQ updates. You're not going to find the education. Let's put it this way. You're not going to find the education on the things that actually work. I will tell you guys what works and what doesn't work. And then I'll do you one better after I tell you every single time. I'll show you every single time. There's a few concepts that you got to get down. You're going to learn supply and demand. You're going to learn support and resistance. You're going to learn Fibonacci retracements. By that, I mean golden pocket. Specifically, you learn golden pocket. Why do you learn golden pocket? All right. Well, let's go over these concepts, how we use them right here. All right. Oh, one more thing. Bullish divergence and your daily RSI. Those are also the other two concepts you're going to master right there. All right. Well, what do we have? We broke over the 0.786 fib from the all-time high to the October 2022 low. The fact that we broke above here tells us we're probably going to be pushing up to all-time highs. It's not going to happen right away, but we're probably going to be pushing up there. The fact that you broke above here tells us probably getting a higher low on this pullback, so then we could just do what I just described, which is pushing up to all-time highs right here. Okay? So as of right here, we're consolidating above the 0.786 fib. We were bullish on any pullback. We're looking at the pullbacks as a buying opportunity. Now, where is the perfect buying opportunity? Would you guys like to see? All right. Again, I will show you only the concepts that work. They're extremely simple, and I don't think anybody needs to complicate themselves and their approach to the market. I think it's rather simple. Structure is also going, structure and trend. We'll throw those two together. That is also one of those key concepts. I think I just named off 5. So we're talking trend. We're talking golden pocket. We're talking daily RSI. We're talking, well, not daily RSI, just RSI. We're talking bullish divergence. Well, not bullish divergence. We're talking just divergences, so bearish and bullish. We're talking supply and demand / support and resistance. I guess that's 7, but, you know, supply and demand, support and resistance are really just, you know, they're kind of the same thing. They mean the same thing. You really got to understand the psychology of what's going on behind them. And then they become the same thing. All right, guys, those 6/7 concepts right there will do you extremely well in the market. Go add in some patterns to that. Go add in some setups to that, like the break and retest. They will help you so much. All right. So let's talk about those concepts right here. The fact that you broke above the 0.786, I know I took it off, but it was there. The fact that you broke above here told us to be bullish on this pullback. Well, what better spot is there to be bullish on the pullback than the break and retest? This is your demand zone. It was a supply zone. Once we flipped it, we came back. We are expecting buyers to step in at that. Okay? It's just literally a flipping of the zones. It is very simple. You came back to it. That is exactly where your bottom was. But, you know, more precisely, exactly where the bottom was. It was down here at the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement, which is the start of the golden pocket. And then you got to ride that thing up. And then you add in a pattern. All right. And then you have a bull flag or bull pennant, whatever you want to call this thing, a broadening wedge. Regardless, you had this trend line. Well, you gapped up aggressively above the trend line. What happened next? You just never pulled back. All right. And that was that. Guys, we're in a bull market. You don't need to complicate things. You really don't. All right. Maybe you wanted to complicate things in the bear market, but I'm here to tell you. And I'm here to show you every single, well, 6 days a week. that, yeah, we don't need to complicate things, all right? Now, another key concept that I, for some reason, failed to mention in there is going to be candlesticks and volume. There's also something you're going to want to get down, guys. Write these down. Go learn them. I'm not going to tell you to go master them because even I haven't mastered them. And, you know, someone 10 years down the line still probably hasn't mastered them. But guess what? All right? Go learn those one by one. Go pick up these skills. They will stack. And then all of a sudden you have a valuable skill set. And all of a sudden people are like, holy crap, magic. But it's not magic. It's just the same things happen over and over again. And all you got to do is just not get it twisted. All right? Just don't forget what happened in the past. Like everybody, like the crowd does all the freaking time. All right? QQQ. Fresh breakout over here. All right. I know we just spent so much time talking about that over there. I know. Okay. I know. But I'm just going to say right now, let's just run back through it. We have a fresh high over here. We're bullish into the PCE report, unlike, you know, probably most people out there, considering the CPI and PPI report came in hot for the previous month, which did suggest the PCE for the previous month was going to come in hot. So, you know, I took the contrarian view there because I thought the charts were set up in a certain way. And, oh, look at that. The charts were set up in a certain way. And they did give us another just little present there for us, okay? And I'll always point out these little presents, these little gifts the market leaves for us because they're kind of always there. All right? You come over here to IWM. You got a fresh breakout going on here. Well, guess what? All right? If you really do end up getting above there, all right? If you get a daily close above here, you're probably going to start pushing up to the supply zone. Where is that, you might ask? 2,950 to 212. That is what we're paying attention to going into next week. This daily RSI does have some room. You come over here to DIA. You have the fresh break and retest going on here. Guys, I'm bullish into next week. I don't have any reason not to be. All right? You come over here to Apple. Now, this is something that, guys, I'm just going to put it out right there. You're going to see between here and here, 173 to 178.50. You're going to see buyers aggressively step in for something like that, for something like that, for something like that, for the like that, or just a big boy like that, and we get this bull market really moving and grooving. All right? The daily RSI is at 32. All right? It's at 33. Guys, if you see it get down to 30, this is what marks Apple bottoms. I don't know how else I can really say this. This is what marks Apple bottoms. Can it come with the bullish divergence like we're talking right here? Yes. Yes, it can. All right. Can it also come with a bullish divergence like we got right there? Yes. Of course. Yes, it can. We had another one. Oh, yes. All right. But what came before these? Bounces. Bounce. Bounce. All right. Not the biggest of bounces, but regardless, you know. Yeah, you give me a $10 bounce and I will sell most of my most of everything, okay? Yeah, give me the $10 bounce. I'll sell pretty much everything, okay? I'm just putting it out there. All right? This is my call. This is a Henry guarantee that, you know, I'm either going to be completely wrong on and you know, I lose credibility, or yeah, you're going to see buyers step in here and, you know, for some reason people are going to pat me on the back even though everyone wants to hate on me for calling Apple and Google out. All right. You got over here on Apple. You got over here on Google. I'm just putting it out there. The market's already at all-time highs. If these things start going, you will see them continue higher. There's no reason to be bearish on this market. There's not. Let's look at some individual tickers. Shout out to when we called the bottom over here. I didn't say it was going to be the bottom. I showed you guys what you needed to see. All right. Right before NVIDIA earnings. Congrats if you took bets off of that one. All right, guys. We got a good amount of calls that go our way here on this channel. By that, I mean, you know, technically speaking, almost every single call. All right. You had the bullish divergence popping up right here as you came down to demand. Guess what happened next? You had a sick, nasty rally. All right. So that was something that took place. And my screen has frozen over here. Look at that. Oh, we're back. Okay. The screen was frozen for the time being. You come over here to Amazon. Guys, this doesn't look bad. All right. It really does not look bad. It looks like you were going to continue higher. You come over here to Google. Has not gone yet, like I just pointed out. You come over here to Apple. Has not gone yet, like I just pointed out. You come over to NVIDIA. This thing looks like it's pushing up to 850 next week. Congrats. Again, going into this PC report, I shared my thoughts, and I know, guys, if I'm wrong, I look like a fool. But I will always put myself out there because honestly, what I'm thinking at the time, we're going to say 95% of the time, it kind of goes exactly like that. And, you know, I pretty often blow my mind and I get hyped about it too. So you're not the only ones. All right. But yeah, you got NVIDIA. Well, what happened with AMD? All right. AMD skyrocketed. You think this thing is just, you know, going to end up here? No, I think we probably could consolidate for a little bit. But guys, in terms of a bull market, we got one. Okay, we got one. You want to talk some SMH? We got one. All right, this thing just broke out to a new high, just like it just broke out over here, and we were looking for the retest, and you got the retest, and there you go. All right, I'm just going to say, if you come back to 213, solid chance you find buyers there. Break and retest, baby. Break and retest. All right, so that is pretty much everything I really wanted to go over here. I'm just going to say, IWM, kind of a freshy breakout over here above 205.49. You did get the hourly close above. You are now getting the break and retest. You can see that clearly on the 15-minute time frame. But on the hourly time frame, you could see you got the doji, you have the hammer showing buyers are taking control after the doji. All right, and yeah, I think things aren't looking too bad over here on IWM. I think the daily RSI has some ways to go, and typically when you get above here and you get that fresh high, probably not going to stall out there, just like what we just discussed on the other tickers. Probably going to go for that ride. All right, 209.50 to 212. That's what we're paying attention to, guys. I am bullish into next week. Is really what I want to leave this video off with. Why am I putting out an earlier update today? Because, guys, we're going to literally discuss everything in the weekly update tomorrow in detail. We're going to give our outlook for the week and look at, we typically do have 2 to 3 scenarios going into every single week. All right. I always like having my 2 to 3 scenarios. Why? Because we're going to say 2. You need to, one in which you, I guess it's 2 to 3. Okay. It really all depends. It all depends. But we do have them going into every week. And typically we can see one of those play out almost every week. So I am excited for the coming week and y'all should be too. And with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one, which will be tomorrow. Peace.